In 1851 Kentucky, a woman named Sarah Vance stood trial for murder. The jury needed less than an hour to convict her. She never confessed. She barely spoke, and for nearly 2 centuries, the case was considered closed, until workers digging in an old peach orchard discovered something buried beneath the roots. Sarah Vance lived on the edge of a quiet farming settlement in rural Kentucky. Her husband, Thomas Vance, was a strict landowner who controlled a modest peach orchard and several acres of farmland. To neighbors, their home appeared ordinary. But inside the house, the marriage was known to be tense. In the autumn of 1851, Thomas Vance suddenly fell violently ill after supper. By morning, he was dead. Within days, rumors began spreading across the county. Some neighbors whispered that Sarah had poisoned him. Others claimed she had finally escaped a harsh marriage. But in a town where gossip often traveled faster than evidence, suspicion quickly hardened into accusation. Sarah Vance was arrested and brought before the county court. The charge was simple and severe: poisoning her husband. The prosecution presented witnesses who claimed they had heard arguments inside the Vance home. Others testified that Sarah appeared calm, too calm after her husband died. Yet no physician confirmed the presence of poison. No chemical test was performed. The evidence was almost entirely circumstantial. But in a rural courtroom shaped by rumor and reputation, that was enough. After a short deliberation, the jury returned with a verdict. Throughout the entire trial, Sarah Vance spoke very little. When the verdict was announced, she simply lowered her head. Some observers believed her silence proved guilt. Others later wondered if it revealed something else: a quiet refusal to fight a verdict that had already been decided long before the trial began. For decades, the Sarah Vance case faded into local legend. The Vance farm was eventually abandoned. The orchard grew wild. Nearly 170 years later, construction crews clearing the land made a discovery. Beneath the tangled roots of the old peach trees, they uncovered human remains. The skeleton lay in a shallow grave just beyond the edge of the original farmhouse foundation, and the position of the bones raised a troubling question. If Thomas Vance had been buried in the town's cemetery, whose remains had been hidden beneath the orchard, historians examining the case began rereading the original trial records. They found that the prosecution had relied heavily on rumor and local testimony. The supposed poisoning had never been scientifically confirmed, and the newly discovered remains suggested another possibility: that someone else may have died on the property, a death never recorded in the official files. Today, the orchard is gone. The farmhouse has long since collapsed. But the question that haunted Sarah Vance's trial still lingers in the soil of that Kentucky field. Was she truly guilty of murder? Or was she convicted for a crime that never happened?